thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being with us on Let's Talk and for sharing this upcoming event. This is Second Chance Month. Tell us a little bit about that. What this means to not only what you do in your work, but what means to the community in general.
Thank you for having me, Miss Barnes. So our Second Chance Month is our annual event that we have where we highlight and showcase and also bring together resources for many people who are returning home from incarceration. We currently serve over between 5,000 to 7,000 people a year. And so this is a month for us to really to come together to celebrate, but also to share resources and information.
And I want folks to talk. I want you to talk a little bit more about MORCA, what your office does, and the kinds of services and programs you offer year round.
Yes. So our office is located on 2100 Martin Luther King Avenue, over by the big chair. And what we primarily do is that we set up programs to help people when they come home from incarceration at whatever point of period that they are. We help people access jobs. We help people with job training, workforce training, educational programs. We help people with getting certifications through our CDL program. We have a variety of programs, and we do this in collaboration with other DC government agencies and our community partners. It's important that this population is served because within the District of Columbia, it's an estimated at least 65,000 returning citizens in DC alone, and that's a large base of the community. It's a large base of it's a voting population. It's a tax population, and so it's important that we help people returning home from incarceration or other places within inside of the judiciary system. Important for us to help ease them into the access and what we call the pathway to the middle class, what the mayor likes to call the pathway to the middle class.
So, as director, I just want to ask because when you talk about 65,000 people, that's a lot, and we're talking about men and women. What is the goal of MORCA? I mean, how many folks do have you all served, and are you all reaching your goal when it comes to serving the formerly incarcerated community?
Yes, we are, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because 65,000 people is not a small number of people,
No.
but it goes to show how our criminal justice system is set up and why it's important for us to do the work that we do to help people with vital records, for example, identification to help people with understanding their credit score, the financial literacy piece that Cedric was just speaking about. It's important for us to help them access jobs. It's important for us to housing and employment and to ensure that people have what they need to set themselves up for success. And not only is that important, but also it's a community and it's a community of people. And I think that we thrive well within when we're part of a community, and that's one thing that we build at Morgan. Not only do we serve people, I know last year we served between 5 to 7,000 people, and that's a myriad of issues. Sometimes some people have to come back because the first time didn't go well, and so it's important for us to create those partnerships with people, that are viable, that are sustainable. It's important for us to think about how women are reintegrated into society and families are reconnected after incarceration. It's important for us to focus on mental health access and making sure that that's robust and that is meaningful. So our work is very important. So while there may be 65,000, we see at least between 5 to 7,000, and I think we've been pretty successful in reaching some of our goals and connecting people with the right resources that they need to become part of the community in the District of Columbia.
So a person, Talib is released, right? And some maybe have served short periods of time. Many have served numerous years. I mean, 20, 30, and more years. How do they get from release to the streets of DC, whether and some come back homeless and other with other issues? How do they get to your door? Who helps? Where's the connection that gets them to your door?
Great question. So one of the things that we do what we call in reach services. So we do try to make sure that we connect with our partners at the DC jail through the Ready Center and the FBOP to get the information out of what resources that we have to kind of prepare them before they get to the door. Because we are the first legislative office that deals with this, we have a little more access and funding than maybe other jurisdictions and localities. But a person can just walk in, just like walk in between 10 and 3, and we hook them up with case management. But a lot of we have a lot of popularity in the community, and because we have good standards within the community, people are always making those soft referrals to us. So through word of mouth, through in-reach services, through our peer navigators going into other organizations, letting people know that we're here, it's kind of how we get a lot of our services and how people can just come in and walk in and whatever state they are at upon release. And it's important that you pointed this out because it's, it's not just 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days. Sometimes it can be 20, 30 years. And so everyone has different needs. And so we try to service people according to the needs and meet them where they're at.
As director of MORCA, I mean, how long have you been serving?
Well, I've been serving in this role here for at least 7 months. One of the things about this role that's critical and important is that in order to serve as director, you have to have been justice involved. And so my story is that at 17, I was incarcerated for 26 years. Since I've been home, which is almost 10 years now, I've been in DC government at least 8 of those years. And so I'm very familiar with the ecosystem of DC government. So while I've only been in the position of director for at least 7 months, I've also been in relation to the community, the population through my previous work in DC government.
I was getting ready to ask, what was one of the biggest success stories, but I think I'm looking at them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that answers that question. But since you've been a director, and congratulations to you. I mean, that's quite a testimony. What is something that you're most proud of that Morca has been able to provide to the formerly incarcerated community?
Wow, there's so many. I would say that having being able to reinstate and re-implement some of our programs and find other partners to increase our outreach has been a big win for us. But also, we just had an event called the MORCA Sheet, and it was women who were formerly incarcerated and part of the collaborators, but to see their interaction with each other and to know that we created a space that's safe for them to come and share their stories and to paint and to discuss issues that they may face currently, and to know that we provide like healthcare services at that event. I think that's one of the most recent things that I can say. Oh, that is one thing that I can say. I'm proud that we were able to bring this community of women together and really allow them to have the space to have that discussion without all the other entities that's normally involved when we have programs. But it was just really dedicated for women, and I think a lot came out of that.
So I want to go back. Tell us again. I mean, what the office is doing for Second Chance Month, and any events that you have coming up this month. Other events. I mean, the month is almost over. We got another week, but like I said, your doors are open 20. Well, not 24/7, but at least 5 days a week for from 10 to 3. But what do you have that's coming up in the near future?
Well, so people can always visit our website, which is up 24/7, right? So they can always do that at ORCA at DC.gov and get in contact with us. Tonight, we've had a lot of events this month. We're closing out the month, as you mentioned. Tonight, we have our open mic night, which I'm really excited to hear. It's going to bring entertainers, people from concerned citizens, our supporters, who's going to be at the DC Commission on Arts and Humanity at 200 I Street Southeast. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a time for us to not only to host and show the talent of people who are returning home from incarceration, but also to create other opportunities to network. But most importantly, we have our Welcome Home Expo, and that's going to be April 30th at 555 12th Street Northwest at the Sandlot Chinatown. And this is our big bang. This is like our signature event, and this is where we bring all our resources, government partners. We have a job fair going on. We have a panel of speakers that should be very dynamic and informative. We have food, music, entertainment, and we want as many people as possible to come out. And that's going to be at 555 12th Street Northwest. It's metro accessible. And so we're excited to bring people out and to fellowship and kind of celebrate our coming to with inside of the District of Columbia community, and also because DC is not a really big city, uh, and it's a time for people kind of catch up. They haven't seen each other in years, or people they may have gotten out before other people. So yeah, so it's really a time for us to really celebrate and really show the public and show the people why it's important to continue to make those investments in this community with this population of people. So we're super excited about the Welcome Home Expo.
No, they both sound like fantastic events and something even the general public might be interested in coming and to and participating. I want to ask though, before we go, does MORCA involve itself in prevention? Because we don't want to see that 65,000 number go up, and at the same time, it's a number that's been floating around for a little while. But what about prevention? Do you have programs like either in the schools or communities that keep people from going into the criminal justice system, particularly young
Yes,
people?
yeah, we actually we do. We definitely partner up with Department of Youth and Rehabilitative Services, with the Family Reunification. I would say that our network of community members or returning citizens are pretty strong. So we do have an influence in that role, which is why we try to get community members out before to talk to their, to talk to them, to talk to their loved ones before they get to that point, to that place. We do have a lot of the initiatives that the mayor has. We do support those initiatives. We look for ways more creative ways to help implement those initiatives and to get people ahead. So we have a good relationship with the Department of Recs, Department of Youth Rehabilitative Service, the Deputy Mayor of Public Safety and Justice. So we are involved in the prevention piece as well. So that's that's the beauty of having it being legislatively backed. That we are able to be in those places and spaces to have those conversations, and even sometimes even being at the table when the conversation is there. It's important that we are there having those conversations when it comes to youth and families and communities and rebuilding that structure.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I think that the work that you do is incredible and necessary, particularly in our community, to try to keep folks out of those prison cells. When I'm a mother of two sons, and I used to tell them as they were growing up, there is a prison cell someplace in this country with your name on it. Make sure you don't occupy it.
Yeah,
Give it up, and that none of your friends occupy it. So I've been blessed so far, but that's the reality of many of us in this country, that the criminal justice system is an open door, and it's probably one of the places that where we most welcome, but also have the greatest impact on our community. So the work that you all are doing is tremendous, and if we can keep folks out and contributing. I like the fact that you talked about the tax base and all the other aspects that these voting, all of that. And before we go, let's talk about that really quickly. I want to get that in.
mhm,
Remind folks that you can vote in the District of Columbia, and what are the
yeah.
conditions. Even there's some people at DC jail that can vote, correct?
Correct. That's correct. That is one of our biggest achievements. That you can return, that you as a returning citizen, you have your rights restored to vote, and also if you're incarcerated, you can also vote. That's a large population of people. It's important to as we have this discussion that people know that it's a power, it's a right, and we don't necessarily lose it because you are incarcerated. And so that's one of our biggest achievements, like across the nation. We're one of the only that allow our people who are incarcerated currently to have a voice in our political system on every level. It's not local level, but just federal level. We've even have ANC commissioners that are in the jail who are local government officials, unpaid, but that they are the voice at the ANC commission meetings to talk about the conditions in DC jail. So that voice and that voting is very important, and it is heard.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing all this great information with us. I hope you have some successful events and that folks will go out and participate and learn more about your office. We're putting up the information now. Anything else you want to add before we sign up? Before we sign out?
Well,
We
I
sign
wanted
up too.
to
We want to sign up, but
sign up too for sure. I definitely want to say I definitely appreciate the support and the love that we've gotten from the community here in the District of Columbia, and the efforts that the mayor has made to make sure that we are visible and that we are present out in the communities. It is something that's important to us, and I have a tremendous my team. I couldn't do it without my team. I know there's probably someone listening to this and asking where's my shout out, but they got the shout. They do a lot of work, hard work. They're very dedicated and committed, and we hope that people, come see us, come join us, come talk to us. Let's have a conversation. Let's sit down. Give us ideas. Even if you have some critiques, right? We accept those too. And so we look forward to seeing everyone at 555 12th Street at our Welcome Home Expo, and let's continue the conversation.
oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate, all that you brought to this conversation. And it sounds like you got a vision for where you want this agency to go, government agency to go. So, thank you so much for being with us today. And tell your folks that want you to give a shout out. Tell them to shout out. As Misha says, shout out the show, share it with folks so that everybody can get a chance to hear what you've had to say about your office and that team. I wish you much success, and we'll have you back.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All righty, thank you.